So, hi everyone. So it's my first public speech and I'm a little bit nervous. I hope of your support. So today I will share you history about our experience of making infra costs visible and accountable. A little bit note, Wargaming, some of our approach may not useful for other company, but I hope it will useful for you, like good lesson probably, and you can share it in your experience. So this is a story about our try to make cost visible, accountable, about our mistakes, about our limitation, and how we solve it, and how our approach was involved. So, the most company have measure expenses in the salaries, marketing, infrastructure. Today we will focus only in infrastructure, and the main questions for the for this it's how much does an application cost in your infrastructure. In general, you should answer it, but for answers it, you need to collect cost of infrastructure, combine it with your information of application, and after that, you can answer that. And the second, but not more important question will be, do you see these expenses, why the expenses exist, and what value they bring to your business. And our attempts to solve these questions, to answer that, we start from what we have in this time. We have just invoices, and but one good thing, only from one provider. Right now we have several, but in that time we had only one. And our first step was very simple. We split invoices across Wargaming product structure, multi-product structure, because we have product World of Tanks, World of Ships, etc. And that gives us separation by the product, but unfortunately without any details. And we had then we had integration with application, for application from our CMDB, and build a relation between service and our application. And after that, we create an in-house UI and add this information to this and create something, graphs, tables with expenses per product. As a result, we have a custom UI platform with reporting information with details. Products start to review their costs and modify usage for the service for decreasing the real costs. And we have a platform, and users start requested a new report for additional data. But we have a lot limitation. It's narrow space, duplication of data, inconsistent data. In-house UI, was a big problem because any new report need developer and need additional development for each report needs additional tables, and our data was very big, inconsistent, and from technical view, but from user it was pretty good. And 3 years ago we start rethinking about our solution because support of it stays so difficult for us. And first of all, what we want to change is user interface, because all of what you're doing for end user, and it should be user-friendly, modern, and easy for maintenance, creation, dashboards, reports, etc. And we choose Apache Superset. For my opinion, it's like a ready-made solution, and for my opinion, it's a good tool for visualization. Right now, is it free? It's the main parameter of that. But also, it has a lot of killer features, it's my opinion. It's cross-filter, drill down, because you can create aggregated report and drill down by the detailed information for each categories. Easy dashboard and report creation, wide variety of visualization, and support of drag and drop functionality. All details in Superset you can find on their site. Interesting feature, it is calculation column. If you don't have something in your database, but you have exact data, you don't have exact data, exact field in database, you can create it like a calculation column and use in your report. For example, we use resource type with technical names, but for end user we generated simple multi-if SQL like very pretty. For example, general service Node.js, because if you will show end user JS backup, you will have a lot of questions. What is this, and how I should understand what does it mean? And also drill down functionality without cost. It is sensitive information, but you can understand that if bar is so high, it's more cost. Okay. For example, here you can see the black bars. It's our Kubernetes, and using drill down option, you can understand which real cluster in which region used a cost and how much each cluster will be costed during time period. Boom. Next step, it is UI. It's good, but we have problem with database. We have a lot of tables, and each new reports a new table in your database, and it is not useful for support. And if you need something change, it's a big problem. And we start using a large flat table from all reporting and views. For that we use Airflow, Pandas, ClickHouse, like in our technical stack. Airflow supports us for scheduled task, Pandas aggregate all data, and ClickHouse, it is a database for storing all our data. When we start, of course, we have not only one table. We have a raw data table, temporary tables, where we can transform, modify, merge data. but for the end user and for all UI, all wrappers, we will use one table. It's really wide, have a lot of granular information, and this is only one. It helps us make data consistently, easy development and maintenance, one source for all reports, and understandable structure of data. Also, we start one of the problem from previous solution. It is not automatically load of data. You should load data manually, start dark in Airflow every month in billing period, and this is not useful. And we changed it to load data automatically every day from all our providers. Of course, dependent. Some provider aggregate data only one time per month, and you need to load it after on first day, for example, of the previous month. And the main goal of that was that we want to see expenses, our expenses on our application every day. Of course, at the end of the month, it can be changed because we load the big data from providers who provide data only one time per month. But it's a good attempt. It will provide end user product, your product who have a money budget, understandable where we now. Okay, and one interesting thing, it's checkpoint validation consistency. Providers, some service from provider, cloud provider, CDN provider, backfill the data through 3-5 days. And if you don't check it or don't support backfill data in your code, and in the end of the month, you will have a problem. And we implement backfilling in our code and add additional end month checkpoint validation for our error handling. We collect everyday data, and one time of months collect all months after backfilling data and compare it. And if you have a difference, we can reload data from provider in this day where this inconsistency exists. It is a scheme of our works, external system, internal data, our combine of merge this data, data storage like ClickHouse. We use supersets like our UI and also support legacy way, which sometimes need. It's Excel. It's on. Also, we can push our calculated data to financial system for purchase records and pay of invoices. What next? Money, it's very interesting, but sometimes you need a usage and tariffs. Why need a usage? Usage without cost without usage, it's like man with one hand, because you should understand how much you used and how much it cost. We use usage for calculate our cost. We don't use cost report from our providers. We calculate our statistic and tariff from the provider. And in the end, after all calculation, round rules, and so on, we have the same, if it's all okay, data like provider provide us in invoices. And it is like a double check of our providers because it costed so much. It's also help us to understand our workload across region, for example, for CDN. You know, in general, how much you pay for CDN, but without statistics, without data from providers, how much gigabyte, which region, which your CDN resources generate this traffic, you can't understand some things. You can't prophetic it, and if you need to change something, for example, your tariffs in provider, you can. You don't know your general workload, your total traffic in region, and it is can be a problem for you. It's manipulation from provider side. It's on. And the last things very interesting. It is we can recharge and billing cost for shared services. We have right now only two cases. It's AWC. We recharge saving plan and reserved instance during our organization, and internal billing for Kubernetes for shared cluster. AWC. LWC recommended to use separated account in your organization for buying saving plans, and it is problem because when you use Cost Explorer, this account will be assigned, will not share cost of saving plan, don't share to all account who use it. You pay only on saving plan in this account, and all usage of this saving plan don't share. I can explain, but I hope it's well. We integrated with AWC through Athena and Kur. It's customer usage reports. It's a big flat tables like we use, and it have detailed data of every your resources in your organization every hour. Yes, it's very detailed, and you can find which exact EC2 instance use your serving plan in this hour. And we aggregate all this data and can recalculate and assign to exact cost center. And this is all magic. And Kubernetes, we collect usage metrics, Prometheus, calculated by pod at management cost, and create a very pretty dashboard, but unfortunately I can't share it. But trust me. So it is example of our monthly resources dashboard, historical data. What is interesting here? In this time, we close old system, and products start to use a new system, and spend of costs for its one product, they decreasing. And this part, our system start here usage, but it is Datadog. It is mistaken configuration. And if you have, for example, this system early, probably this bar should be lower. But it is a good slide for my presentation right now, but it's not good for the product. So, what about results? Yes, we have a user-friendly system. One large flat table. For me, it was inside when we integrated with AWC and see the same structure. We thinking the same. It's good for my opinion. Our data now is accurately loaded automatically. I do nothing for that. Any data can be reloaded. It's two major things. I can reload data at any time. Of course, it depends on the system, but 2 months I can reload any day, and if I have mistaken this day. But it's not a measure. The measure, it's when your system starts using engineer and managers. When he come every day and look at this data and do something in your system. Because all this data, it's very interesting, but it should be works. Without that, it doesn't work. I should push our product to use the system. I present it to our manager, and now some people, I hope, start use it and give your feedback about how its usability. You need feedback for improve your data, your report, because without it, it's just a data. It's not interesting everything. And when a lot of people come here and start ask a question, how much does this cost? It start working. So about our plans, no, it's not ideal system. We want to integrate with new provider, add usage to all resource types to our final tables, add additional our shared services like backup, monitoring, logging to our billing, and can share it to all products. Support tax, it's on so on. Thank you. Your question.
You may ask your questions.
So recharging is basically a discount.
We pay, for example, recharging in AWC, you pay saving plan. It's discount, yes, but it is saving plan. It is money of your account, and you can share this money to different account by the policy of AWC, because it's work every hour and apply to the account with the big expenses in one time, and after that next, but range is the expenses. And it is registered to KUR, and for each items in AWC. It can be item, service, its own, and you can aggregate it. KUR, it's very accurate database. Unfortunately, it's so high, so wide, and we use just a part of that from the system view. We create our custom view because we don't need a lot of fields, and just collect it only what we need. And for recharge, we get its mark in core like some specific node labels, types. And you get all these types with additional information of account who use your account, your service plan, which account use, which time, and how much. And after that, you can aggregate and create a custom report. Okay.
Okay. One more question. Okay. Here.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
First question, other vacancies that we see, is that because of the Datadog issue? I mean, is this person still working? You shouldn't answer that, or let's keep it.
Okay.
Okay.
Not for recorded.
I see. The question about the re-uploaded data. You mentioned that you compare or show the differences somehow. I mean, technically, it's like two data sources, like set of collectors are different that you compare it at the end. Or, I mean, like, as usual, if you have some kind of a one Prometheus instance, you store the data there, but you have two Prometheus instances or like two data sources or everything.
So, how we load data? Yes? Okay. It's depend of provider, because, for example, with AWS, we start working with their API. It is interesting, but not effective, because it's need create a lot of requests, and their API have some limitation. We use a direct connect. We change it to direct connect to Athena and get all core data like a SQL request. I like SQL, and I try to do that from SQL. It's easy and understandable. And for OS, we works like that. For Gcore, we use other method we call API, because they can provide us as other data as a method to collect data. Datadog, it's the same, but all of that collected from the one instance. It's one instance of Fireflow. We have one deck for all instances and work automatically every day. And we start, I can show you, unfortunately, how it looks in Airflow, but it is a big pipeline, real big pipeline, where we connect to each providers for each services and collect this data.
If you could please go back a few slides where the graphs were being shown with production and staging, I think.
Here?
Like a bit back, more back, like more at the start. Yeah, these ones.
This one.
Yeah. So if I understand correctly, it seems like staging environments take up more cost than the production ones. Is that true?
Right now, yes.
So, like, does staging include like public testing? Like, when you do sandbox?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. Okay. This is very interesting. Very surprising to me. I did not expect this.
No. It's just to start our billing calculation. It's probably we don't collect all data. Yes, we collect only our shared cluster.
Okay.
But we have a big count of clusters.
Okay. Okay.
Probably this is a reason of that. Thank you.
Thank you.